Hey there, it's Coach Michael Burt, America's Coach, #1 activator of Pray Drive, coming to you for another brand new edition of Pray Drive. We go to bed tired, we wake up hungry. I'm here at the Level 10 studios at the Greatness Factory. Just got done speaking this morning to an incredible insurance conference that was here at the Greatness Factory. We want you to come here, folks. When you come here to the Greatness Factory, it's a good possibility that we could work out for me to come in and speak at your conference. So I'm gonna share with you guys in this podcast, Pray Drive. We go to bed tired, we wake up hungry. It all goes to zero at midnight. Exactly what I unpacked today as part of the presentation to this insurance group, because you've heard me talk in the book maybe about a level 10 opportunity. I definitely talked about it in the book From A to B, and I talked about having an opportunity confusion. This is where you cannot get clear on choosing a destiny. You can't get clear in where you're trying to go. There's so much freaking opportunity. If you're a talented person, my goodness, there's opportunity all over the place. And so I started seeing this trend in people's like, I can't get clear in the opportunity. I can't get clear in where I'm trying to go. I can't get clear in what the highest use of my time is. I feel distracted or scattered. So I started developing some tools to help you. And I kind of introduced this in the book, Flip the Switch, on Pray Drive, but I really get into it in A to B. And I started calling it a level 10 opportunity. Now, I just finished remaking a book called 8-Figure Skill Sets Stuck in 6-Figure Vehicles. That's a place that a lot of people are, folks. They're level 10 people. They're stuck playing at level 4 levels, level 6 levels, and typically they don't have a talent problem. They have a packaging problem or a marketing problem, and this is what I cover in my coaching program called The Locker Room, where I teach you how to find, package, market, and monetize. So, question for you, and this is the title of today's podcast: are you an 8-figure person stuck in a 6-figure vehicle, or a 6-figure person stuck in a 5-figure vehicle? And what is your next big opportunity? We're going to call that next big opportunity the NBO. See, here is the problem that I outlined today, because I always like to start. Covey was one of my mentors, and he always did books, and he did the pain, the problem, and the solution. The pain is you are grinding it out to only get back to a set point. Okay, now think about your weight. You get back to the same set point. Think about your business. You get back to the same set point. You roughly do the same thing month after month after month, year after year after year. My set point as a basketball coach was 7 years, winning 25 to 28 games, getting to the same point. Maybe I got to a sub-state game. I couldn't get in a state tournament, and I would get beat. I would go home, and I think, man, I need to work harder. I need to work harder. My next big opportunity is winning a championship. And then I reached a set point. I could not break through that ceiling, and I was looking for a freaking thunderbolt. I was looking for something to come along, but all was not lost during that period of 13 years, because I eventually did win a championship, and I won a championship by sitting down with someone who had won championships. They had won, I think, 10 championships. I sat down with 6 coaches that had won championships, right? And I was at a set point. You're probably at a set point, and you can't figure out how to break through that. You're looking for a quantum leap. You're looking for a jump in the business. And where the jump is going to come from is one of 2 places. It's going to come from exposure to somebody who gives you a new idea. As Pritchett says, Price Pritchett of U Squared, Quantum Leap Strategy, you don't need to try harder, you need to try differently. And I know that's hard coming from a guy like me that's tried hard his whole life, but as I age, I start to go, you know what? I need to try differently. I'm tired of trying harder. I need to try differently. So a strategy is going to be, I'm going to try differently here. So I sat down with 6 coaches. Not one of those coaches told me to try harder. In essence, they told me, you don't have a talent problem, you got a strategy problem. Try differently. But not all was lost during that period, because I was building a primary skill. See, your primary skill, I want you to think of 3 things as you look forward to the NBO: skill, problem, and vehicle. I didn't even talk about this morning during my speaking engagement. There's a skill that you have. That's a primary skill. The skill solves a big problem. But then we need a distribution channel. We need a way to distribute it. We need a vehicle to drive this skill, right? Work as a distribution channel for your gifts and talents. But what if we don't know? See, one of my NBOs is this greatness factory I'm sitting in. My vision of scaling these, of having multiple of these, of taking these around the world is a vision. So we go there in the mind before we go there in the body. So it's real clear. What is the primary skill that you have, which you built during that period of grinding it out? That's what you learned during that period. See, during my 13 years of grinding it out as a basketball coach, I learned a primary skill: how to activate a prey drive, how to build a competitive intelligence in a team, how to win championships, how to build winners, how to engineer people. That was a skill I learned over a cycle of 13 years. Primary skill. Then it's like, what problem can I solve? So one of the first examples of me experiencing the quantum leap was 25 years old. I had one book out. I don't even think I was making $50,000 during those days. And I went to a speaking engagement and I made more in an hour than I did in a month. Quantum leap. Right? On the movie Wall Street, he's got a big phone. He says, man, I remember when 800,000 was a good year and now 800,000 is a bad day. Quantum leap. Next big opportunity is a level 10 opportunity that is created by some quantum leap. And a quantum leap is a significant jump in a business. So that day, when I made more in an hour than I did in a month, I went home that night and I asked a hard question. What skill do I have? And what problem do I solve for these people? And why would they pay me that much money? Right? Now, fast forward to 4 or 5 years later, I'm 31 years old. I go speak in West Tennessee. They paid me $1,500 for the day, which was 60% of what I made in a month. And at the end of the presentation, the woman said, we want you to work 1 week a month coaching our people. We're going to pay you $144,000. Now I'm making $12,000 a month versus $2,500 a month. I'm working 1 week versus 4 weeks. Quantum leap in the business. And I go, this is a big opportunity. I remember going home and telling my mom, they're going to pay me $144,000 to coach their people. And she didn't believe me. She's like, this got to be a scam. There's no way somebody's going to pay you $144,000 for 1 week of work. And I said, Mom, I am telling you, it's happening. I'm signing a contract to coach, right? That one thing was a quantum leap. So I experienced a quantum leap at different times in my life. 22 years old when I was hired to be a head coach at 22 years old, take over a big program, quantum jump. Went from an assistant to a head coach. 25 years old, wrote my first book, went out and made more in an hour than I did in a month, quantum leap. 31 years old, I go out and speak. I get offered to make $144,000 for 1 week of work when I was working and making $50,000 a year for 320 hours. These are quantum leaps. So I want you thinking right now, what is your NBO? What is your next big opportunity? What is your level 10? I'm going to give you some characteristics of a level 10 opportunity. Number one, it's highly enjoyable. Doesn't drain your energy. Like when I was sitting down last night doing my 80-20 principle, I'm reading a book called The 16 Times Multiple by Price Pritchett. That's off a book that Richard Koch wrote called The 80-20 Principle, around Pareto's principle of 80% of your income comes from 20% of your people. If you just spent time with the 20% of your people, you'd make a lot more income. And I started asking myself, what is my next big opportunity and where do I need to be spending my time? So the level 10 is highly enjoyable. I started thinking about things that I didn't enjoy. It's highly profitable. It's highly meaningful. There are 3 returns on the NBO: a return of energy, a return of investment, and return on your objective. So you sit down and you do the exercise A to B, and you go, okay, A is where I currently am, is B is where I'm trying to get to. This is my skill. This is the problem. This is the vehicle. Can I experience a quantum leap the way I'm working? David Schwartz wrote a book called The Way We're Working Ain't Working. It's like you keep getting back to the same point, man. Over and over and over. And you can't figure out. You're caught in a trap and you can't walk out. You're caught in this trap, hitting a set point. Can't figure out how to break through. Stuck in a vehicle. You want to do it. You got the desire to do it. You may even have the talent to do it, but you just can't figure out how to do it. And until you step back and go, okay, what is my set point? My set point for me is a certain number of my coaching business that the business consistently does. It consistently ranges between this and this. But it's like, how do I experience a significant lift in the business? A quantum leap. And quantum leaps come from one of two things. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. It comes from exposure to somebody that gives you a new mindset, a new skill set. So exposure is where you experience a quantum leap. And number two, quantum leap comes from strategy, comes from a person. You meet a person. So I got exposure to a person, opens the door, or I meet a person in my life that says, I know how to get you there, man. I'm your who. I'm your who. Now, you're going to need some confidence to reach out to the who. You're going to need some confidence to do business with the who. You're going to need maybe some money to invest in the who, right? So it's like, what is my skill? What's the vehicle? What is the problem I would like to solve? And then I need to go, once I've identified my B, my next big opportunity, my NBO, now I need to go from mental creation into physical action. Boom, boom. And the physical action are the physical steps that I got to take to move toward the B goal. Notice it's always an action. A phone call, a meeting, a follow-up, a text message. It's always an action. You're at A and you're trying to get to B. I got to go from mental creation into a physical action. So in my talk this morning, I said, you're going to need 5 things to move from A to B, man. You're going to need 5 things. You're going to need remarkable boldness. These are the habits of the top 1% of performers, folks. You're going to need remarkable boldness. That's number 1, not boldness. You're going to need intrinsic motivation, big because goals, big reasons you do something when you don't feel like it. You're going to need connection. You're going to need connection. Number 4, you're going to need grit and resilience, and you're going to need the ability to lock in and see something through to its conclusion. These are the top 5 habits of the top 1% of performers. You're at A. This is your current position, and you are moving to B. This is your desired outcome. B should be your NBO, the next big opportunity. It's highly enjoyable. It's highly profitable. It's highly meaningful. It's a return on your energy. It's a return on your investment. It's a return on your objective. As I age in life, I go, okay, how do I get there faster? Is it investments, right? You're going to notice that I just accepted a position on the board of directors for a company called HITSI, Health Integrated Technology. I'm excited about that because I think they got patented technology. I think they're going to solve some big problems for long-term healthcare and a lot of other people. And I think it's a company that can really go in the publicly traded markets. I really do. You're going to see me invest in real estate, bigger deals, right? You're going to see me build greatness factories, bigger deals. We're looking for level 10 opportunities. We're looking to broker opportunity. Okay? You're never going to do any of these things, folks, without the prey drive. Okay? So where do you get the prey drive? I wrote down in my notes 2 places, exposure and environments. I get exposed to somebody who can help me. I get in an environment, which is why you should be coming to my conference September 26th through the 28th at the Greatness Factory. Private parties, VIP dinners, all kinds of cool things are happening. I'm bringing in some of the best speakers in the world, including Rory Vaden, New York Times best-selling hitmaker. I'm bringing in Renee Rodriguez, #1 expert in influence, amplify your message, right? I'm bringing in Brooke Thomas, who started the Queen's Table, one of the top coaching programs for women. This is a who's who, guys, of some of the best people in the world here at the Greatness Factory. We're going to fill up the seats. 109 seats is all I got available. Tickets are 50% off. If you go grab the VIP, get the VIP because you're a very important person. Get in a room with bigger people. Start thinking about the NBO, and let's go pro, guys. Let's go pro. I'm Coach Michael Burt. Every single week I come to you with a new podcast, Prey Drive. We go to bed tired. We wake up hungry. You can get all of these on my YouTube channel, or you could also get them on any podcast channel you can imagine. Just search America's Coach, Coach Michael Burt. I believe we go to bed tired and we wake up hungry because it all goes to zero at midnight. Find your NBO, move from mental creation into physical action, and let's get you playing at a higher frequency. I'm Coach Burt, live from the Greatness Factory. Make it a great day.